Back on the road again. Next adventure, and this time we got a treat for you.
Get through here. We gotta duck down a little.
Handballs. Wait, stay still. Gotcha.
Adventurous, wisdom foragers.
We found it. The 1,000-year-old oak tree. We're going into one of the oldest forests in the UK. We're gonna find one of the oldest trees said to be over 1,000 years old. It's crazy to think that some of the oldest living organisms on our planets are trees. We are gonna see what we can discover en route, so watch this space. So we're here in Savernake Forest. This is a privately owned forest that's open to the public. It's around 4,500 acres, and it's a place of scientific interest because it's got some of the oldest trees in the UK here. It's very biodiverse. It's got lots of different plant species, tree species here, and some different rare animals and insects. It's home to lots of different beautiful trees. This is a beech tree. We can identify it by its leaves and by its silky smooth, silvery trunk, as you can see over here. And it goes all the way up. So this part of the forest is surrounded by beech trees. And as I said before, one of the key signs to identify a beech tree is the shape of its leaves, and then the shape of its trunk and the color of its trunk. But also a key sign is its seeds. Check these out. And the floor is covered in them. And that's a great sign. So when identifying trees, you want to look out for what's the shape of the leaf, what is its bark, what is its trunk like, and what seeds does it bear, or what flowers does it bear. Beech trees tend to really enjoy soil that is rich in limestone. So often you can identify a beech tree and know that in that environment, the ground that they tend to grow in is often full of limestone. This is a great example of the limestone behind me in the earth that beech trees love. Another great thing about this forest is that it's home to different habitats. Like we have woodlands, we've got wetlands and grasslands, all here in the same beautiful forest. Nature is full of clues and details and gives us insights all the time. Like this tree is covered in lichen and covered in moss. And lichen and moss give us a detail of where the sun is, whether this area is rich in rainfall. So there's constantly clues we can take in from the natural world. Very different to when you're living in a city. When you get into nature, you can start to identify details. If you find yourself lost in nature, there's lots of clues about how certain things grow that it can help you find your bearings. For example, moss in the northern hemisphere tends to grow on the north side of the trees. So if you find trees and they all have a lot of moss on one side of them, it tends to be on the north, and that can give you your bearings.
And jungle so deep, we uncover the truths that the earth has to keep. The threads of life woven all around. In every tree and stone, wisdom is found.
Look at the size of these stinging nettles. They're taller than me. Crazy, right? Stinging nettles tend to have a nice sting, as they're called, stinging nettles. And you know what's interesting about stinging nettles? They're often a sign that there's been human activity in that part of nature. You know, like humans cutting back the plants or cutting things down. It's almost like nature's reaction to say, stay away, don't come back here. And it's like trying to protect its environment. But stinging nettles are also really good in tea. You can collect stinging nettles, soak them, steep them in water and make nettle tea. It's really good for your immune system. I even think mildly getting stung by stinging nettles stimulates your immune system and helping your body fight off any illness. A good tip taught to me by my grandparents as a kid was wherever stinging nettles grow, you tend to be able to find dock leaves. And dock leaves have got a good sort of anti-reaction to stinging nettles that you can use a dock leaf to help, you know, reduce the irritation of the sting. Here is some bigger dock leaves. Things that you have to look out for in nature is clues to kind of help you understand what's going on. So over here, I found the remains of what seems to be a pheasant that has been eaten by maybe a fox. And we can see its feathers. This is an oak tree leaf. Again, very distinct shape to identify an oak tree. And as we look up, there is one of the oak trees. Look at the size of this oak tree behind me. Now, I can't tell you I know how old this one is. I'm guessing by looking at the width of its trunk that it's at least 400 or 500 years old. It was crazy.
Calling me deep through the roots of the earth where the secrets sleep. Every shadow's a teacher, every breeze aligns. We learn from the forest, it sharpens our minds.
So this is another really cool tree. And again, identifying it by the seeds. This is the horse chestnut. These are old seeds from last year. And again, identifying it by its leaves. It's got much bigger leaves. The trunk looks similar to an oak tree, similar but different. But this is again another really old tree. Massive. Look at that.
Dad, can I pop the honey?
This is a classic honeysuckle.
Dad, look.
Well,
Another slug.
oh yeah, I know. More slugs. Check out the honeysuckle. So
Dad, can I have some more?
yeah,
Pick a whole bunch.
here's one for you.
Pick a whole bunch.
When I was a kid, my grandma used to show me how you could get the honeysuckle. You just bite off the end and then just suck out the nectar. You get this really sweet, honey-like, floral taste. It's good.
Pick some more.
You understand why
Pick a whole bunch.
why the bees and the
Pick some more.
insects like.
Get some for Mama so she can try. Okay?
It's good, really tasty. I'm gonna get some tomorrow.
To the morning dew, barefoot trails where the wild ones grew. Hands to the soil, feel the heartbeat below. Wisdom waits where the wild herbs grow. Gather the berries, the mushrooms, the leaves. Nature's pantry whispers, it's all that you need. Each step a lesson, every breath a prayer. In the arms of the earth, life's truth is there. We're finding roots, we're growing wings. Learning the songs that the wild earth sings. Foraging wisdom in the forest deep. Living a life that's honest and sweet. All the world provides if you know the way. Living authentic, day by day. The sun's a guide, the moon's our light. Stars above teach the meaning of night. Every plant's a teacher, every stream a guide. Showing us the beauty in the simple life. Build with your hands and trust in your soul. The journey is the story, the truth makes us whole. From the roots of the trees to the birds in flight. They tell us how to live, how to shine so bright. We're finding roots, we're growing wings.
Stuck on the brambles. Wait, stay still. Gotcha. With a good sharp eye, you can find all kinds of little treats in nature. And so over here, look, and amongst all this, you find these little wild raspberry. It's kind of like not quite full season yet, but they're beginning to fruit.
Wonders of each ancient tree through Savernake's glades where the wild things grow. We seek the big belly oak where secrets flow.
It's so sweet. Proper wild berries.
The wisdom foragers will find your throne.
Nothing like foraging and getting fresh, wild fruits from nature. Always, the more you look, the more you can find. Just being able to know what you're looking for. That's what's beautiful about nature, right? Is once you know what you're looking for, you can find more of it. And the more you start searching, the more you find. So we found a really nice little treat of wild raspberries then. And they taste 1,000 million times better than any raspberry you get from Tesco's or Sainsbury's from these monocrops. Whereas they're growing here in the wild of nature. We're in the thick of it, so get through it. We gotta duck down a little. Okay. We found it! The 1,000-year-old oak tree in the ancient British countryside. Come with me, let me show you.
Breathe in the air where the wild feels alive. Every step on this path, a spark to survive. The trees hold the echoes of stories untold. The ground hums the rhythm of the brave and bold.
This big-bellied oak is thought to be over 1,000 years old. Right next to a busy road. Think about how many centuries it's seen the transformation of humans going from foot to horses and cart, to the early automobiles, and now even to electric cars. This tree has seen over 1,000 years of societal changes.
Yo, the echoes in the wild, they be calling me deep through the roots of the earth where the secrets sleep. Every shadow's a teacher, every breeze a lion. We learn from the forest, it sharpens our minds.
It's 10 meters in circumference, one of the widest and oldest trees in Britain. And it's stood here for over 1,000 years, watching the world go by. You know what they've now started to understand in science now is how trees are sentient. They communicate with other trees. Through the mycelial network underground, they communicate to one another. Older trees look after the young saplings of their younger trees from the seeds that have begun to grow. Often trees that have died, other trees continue to send energy to that tree. So incredible to think, really, right? We look at this tree and think that it's dead. It broke in a storm, somehow fell over. And like to us, obviously, it's not alive in the sense of still fruiting and bearing leaves and having seeds. And the part of it that's broken and fell is over here. But what's incredible is all the other trees around this area are still sending it energy, so that they can keep a record of the information and the knowledge and the insight and the wisdom of what that tree has experienced in its lifetime. It's part of the grid of nature's network.